He's from Philadelphia. He came for open stage night. We really like him. Again, I'm going to introduce him to you now. We'll do 5 minutes. All the comedians get 5 minutes. And then I'll introduce the rest of them from the back of the room. And again, when we're finished, we'll write one of them down, reflect them, and thank the champion. Okay. So, all right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor. Say hi to Michael Beavers. Michael Beavers.
How we doing? Welcome to the diversity portion of the show. It might be a while before I'll see another black man in person for a while. The demographic in this room. Nah, I'm black. I like wearing a do-rag with professional attire, you know. I like that contrast, you know. People not knowing if I'm an African American or a nigga, you know what I mean? People be questioning what I do looking like that. They be saying, like, what's my profession and everything. People say weird, crazy things. Like, somebody said I look like I could be R. Kelly's lawyer. Somebody else called me a do-rag evangelist. Somebody else said, some MAGA enthusiast said I could look like I could be Donald Trump. Isn't that crazy? I usually take off my do-rag before I perform. Let me actually go ahead and do that real quick. All right. Now we can go ahead and really get started. You know? Cool, man. People say, people tell me that I didn't really grow up traditionally black. Like, people tell me I grew up white. You know, like, people tell me I grew up privileged. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in the suburbs with the dad. You know, you hear black men complain about their father abandoning them. I was always mad this Negro was always around. I'm like, man, brother, can you go somewhere? You know, I got an allowance going up. That's not normal for black people. Usually when you're black and you get an allowance, they call that parole. Crazy, man. We had a lot of money growing up. Way more money than black people you would expect. Like we had so much money to make that growing up that instead of making me and my sister do chores, my parents just hired Mexicans to do it. You know? But usually when you're black, your parents just treat you like you're a Mexican. That's crazy. You get treated like a Mexican sister? Amen. Right? Amen. Crazy, man. Like, nah, it's crazy, man. I don't have no street cred, man. Like, I can't fight. Your host Andy Scarpati, he could probably beat my ass. But that's one of the cool things about stereotypes is nobody assumes that. Like people don't mess with me. You know, it's great. That's people be like, yo, we need to end racism. I'm like, slow your roll. I appreciate some of this stuff. So when you grow up with no street cred, it's really gratifying to be feared. I see these white people cross the street when I'm on the other side, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Crazy, right? Like I should have been mugged dozens of times in Philly based on where I'm from, but I'm impervious to being mugged. All I gotta do is wear a do-rag and mask and a hoodie. People think I'm on my way to rob somebody myself. That's great, man. Used to teach, man, being in the school. We got any educators in the house? Any educators? Cool, man. Give it up for them, man. Like it's really crazy, man. Like, I was in education. It's really crazy because I was always, when I was in school, I never liked being in school. I was always bored. I could never stay awake, but it's not a good look when you fall asleep and you're the teacher. Pretty sure, like, I became a meme at one point. Like, my students used to post on Instagram talking about, this is why I don't know geometry. The meme was probably like A squared plus B squared equals Z. Crazy, man. Being in a new classroom is cool, man, because I'm in a mostly black school district, but there's a few token white kids here and there. Right? It's fun. I like to play this fun game when I'm taking attendance. I like to try to figure out who the token white kids are just by looking at the names. You know, I know if I see a name like Andy Scarpati, I'll be like, bingo, that's the white guy, right? I'm mistaking that for white. But every now and then I get confused. Like one time there was this white person, there was his name. I was like, oh, that's Adam. It was Adam. I'm like, oh, that's a nice white name. That could be a white boy. But then I look closer, I see this spelled with 4 A's. I'm like, nope, that's a Negro right there. You almost fooled me there, Nicholas. You almost got me. Crazy, man. One time there was a name like Isabel, spelled like a Z, a H, 3 extra I's and shit. I'm like, only black people take a regular ass name and screw it up so it's damn near unrecognizable. Being in Philly, we use the term John in Philly. Y'all familiar with this term? John? Right, yeah, we use this term. I was talking to somebody from some white woman from out of town, like gentrified white woman, out of town. She didn't understand the term. I was like, all right, it's a noun. I had to translate it to general Caucasian. So I was like, all right, the white equivalent of John would be, like thingamabob, or like whatchamacallit, or maybe something like, like doohickey. You know, I speak pretty fluent Anglo-Saxon. I know these are words in the right vernacular. You know, but we be calling women's on to the black community. That's the one thing that might not translate, you know? Like, that'd be cool if it did, though. Like, one of these white dudes saw an attractive woman across the street and be like, oh, gosh golly, that is one hot thingamabob. Oh, the things I would do to that doohickey. Cool, man. Sex is cool. Anybody, sex is cool. Anybody ever bomb at sex? You ever bomb? Ever bomb? I know ain't no women ain't gonna raise their hands. All you gotta do is lay there like this. Men is gonna be satisfied, right? But sometimes as a man, you bomb yourself, like, you bomb. You ever perform so poorly during sex that you be thinking to yourself, like, man, I hope he appreciates my character. All right, man, y'all been a great crowd, man. Give it up to yourselves. Breathe.